acceptable? Because right now his ratings are dipping here in the States.
I don't, well, he was busy with presiding over the whole thing. It was their initiative with President Rousseff. So I guess he was really elated by the turnout from the original 8 to what is now 46. And the expectation there'll be more. And I guess he had so many things to do. I understand he talked before the UN this morning. So and everybody wanted to have 2 minutes with him. So I didn't crowd the situation. I don't think that that redounds to improving our relations if I heap more pressure on him at this point.
Any other concerns from his side as far as the Philippines?
He said it twice. Once we had that group photo, and then after the session, where we did compliment all of us on the achievements that have been brought in the first year. It was elated, and then I guess in Honolulu will be a smaller group, and we'll have more time to talk there.
We'll ask you about other issues.
You know what, mga 2 minutes more or less.
Kasi arrangement siya, sino humingi? Siya ba humingi na magkatabi kayo? Naging arrangement na lang ba talaga?
Yeah, I assume parang parang alphabetical order.
Alphabetical.
Di ba? Katabi ko S. South Africa. On the other side was Mexico and Norway.
Sir, on arms, sir, do you have any plan B after the Supreme Court issued TRO? And are you prepared for a possible election?
Well, we had and they were preparing a motion for reconsideration on the TRO. There's urgency. As you know, September 30 is the termination of the term. If we are not allowed to appoint exactly who takes over by September 30, when the term ends, and they have had a decision previously of no holdovers. So the Supreme Court is a final arbiter, so we want to know how they define who will take over once September 30 comes about.
Are you saying that you can appoint by September 30?
That's the whole point then. We were prevented from appointing. Now, there will be a vacuum by September 30. And obviously, nobody benefits in the vacuum. So we are awaiting guidance from them exactly as to who takes over by September 30. Or baka naman they'll decided on the issues before September 30.
Yung good news po na $17 million, ano po ito, joint po yung Pepsi, yung Vita Coco, tsaka yung Vita Fiesta equity?
I'll have to check on what the exact figure is. Pero the highlight of it, gagamitin ko sana sa arrivals statement, is you may have a new product, coconut water. And they're so serious about it, in both entities, they even call it buko juice. They use our terms. And I was educated. I didn't know that it hydrates you. The biggest component is potassium. That balances your electrolytes. And it's a very natural product. That's the idea of how they manage to keep it in its natural state up to the point that it gets here. They talk about also the ecological issues. It used to be thrown away, when you want the copra. And then that becomes a pollutant when it decomposes, if it's just thrown into the river systems. Now it has value. And they're talking substantial numbers of cases, a dozen per case. And the figure of 1 million cases export. So they're moving away from the traditional source, which is South American country. They think the Philippines is the more long-term, consistent supplier for coconut water. So there are 2 firms. So I was really impressed in the volumes got.
You met with the Norwegian Foreign Minister this afternoon. Napag-usapan ba yun sa CC talks?
Yes. Well, first we reiterated our expressions of sympathy for the tragedy that happened in Norway. Then we thank them for their consistency in helping us with the negotiations. They have really performed the role of honest broker consistently for quite a long while now. They had some suggestions as to how to proceed. We gave them feedback from our end. And if I'm not mistaken, the presidential advisor on political affairs and Alex Padilla are headed to Utrecht to deliver our counter proposals on the special track. I expect to be briefed by Secretary Delis when I arrive.
But you can siyempre give us the details kung what were the suggestions that he made.
I
But
don't
he's
think-
confident that he talks, since he talks to the other side. There's a chance for these talks to take off.
If I remember correctly, they did mention they seem to see an eagerness on both parties' side to reach an agreement. Okay na?
On petrol, Mr. Ang of Petron proposed magkaroon ng ceiling on tax on oil amid skyrocketing petrol prices. What's your reaction?
Yeah, we're doing a study actually on the pricing system. You know, I was I think it was my first term as congressman. So the oil deregulation was starting out at that point in time. I had to pass through Quezon Avenue going to Batasan, and you pass by all of the gasoline stations there, and all of them raised the prices to the same level on the same hour. And the whole concept of the regulation is to increase competition and let the market forces prevail. No? So there didn't seem to be market forces working at that point in time. Now, parang the impression, rightly or wrongly, is that they take turns as to who announces price hikes. But at the end of the day, there seems to be parang equalization amongst the three major players. And even the new players, there's a spread between the prices of the new players and the old players. So I've tasked the Department of Finance, Secretary Purisimo is here, Department of Energy, to review exactly, the BIR is actually going to be taking a look at their books, see the profitability picture. And the DOJ actually is also part and parcel of that study. But we want to understand, is it working, is it not working? If it's not working, what are the proposed amendments to the oil deregulation law to make sure that the competition or the competitive atmosphere is really enhanced? In basic premise dun is they source their supplies from different suppliers. Who produces petrol, produces the solar refinery. Caltex imports everything. Shell also refines a portion thereof. So there have to be differences. And the impression is that there are no differences between the three.
I'm saying there is a cartel.
Well, at least at the onset, when everybody raised at the same time, to the same degree, at the same degree down to the last centavo. So how can you say that there was competition? Now, when I did mention that, the subsequent price increases, and this was in my first term as congressman, bigla na nagkaroon na ng take turns. Yung hindi consistent X company will be the first one to raise their prices. It seemed like the three were rotating amongst themselves. Now, there is an allegation that the new players are not really providing also that amount of competition because there is a spread that they have agreed to. And then they let the big three dictate the prices. And then they have less the spread. That's where they benchmark their prices. But again, these are all allegations, and you want to have facts to buttress whatever it is. And we want to know what's actually happening.
Or there's a capping current ceiling for the tax.
Yung tax, I'm not sure if I can, let's say, suspend VAT, no? Yung taxes, laws on taxation as well as appropriation emanate from Congress. And they will have to give us the authority, which is in the form of an amendment. But a very limited ability on our part to suspend in certain taxes. There is very specific conditions when you can do that.